Good morning and welcome to Carnival Breakfast Show, come to you from Carnival Radio, and this is Newspaper Review. My name is Joseph Oyo. Good morning once again and welcome. To begin the news this morning, here are the headlines. Federal government extends rice subsidy program to state. 10 die in Lagos road crash. Flooding worsened despite 180 billion naira spent on dams. Petrol import dropped by 3.58 billion liters after subsidy removal, says federal government. Biafra, lawyers chats cause as Kanon's trial lingers. Now to the news in details. The federal government is expanding its subsidized rice program to alleviate food insecurity in Nigeria, with sales set to launch in Lagos, Kano, and Oyo State. A director at the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security stated this on Monday. Early in September, the Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, announced that launch of the 40,000 naira per 50 kg subsidized rice in Abuja, starting that the initiative was part of a broader strategy to ensure that no Nigerian goes to bed hungry. He said the subsidized rice program aims to provide relief to citizens amid soaring market prices. The current market price of a 50 kg bag of rice is about 90,000 naira. It is close to 100,000 in some other locations. The federal government is providing 30,000 metric tons of rice through the subsidized rice program. This translates to approximately 1,000 trucks, each carrying 600 bags. Reacting to the recent claim that the rice sales in the Federal Capital Territory had been halted, the official said, "We have not gone anywhere. How can we stop? The sales are ongoing and we are actively engaging with other states." The official, however, stated that there had been challenges with coordination and public cooperation at the National Agricultural Insurance Corporation Center, where the rice was being sold. The source added that individuals blocked entry and refused to follow sales protocols, complicating the process. For more details, please visit Punch newspaper. Federal government extends rice subsidy program to states. In the meantime, National Bureau of Statistics has stated that Nigeria recorded a reduction in petrol importation following the removal of fuel subsidy by President Bola Tinubu in May 2023. It also said the total fuel import reduced to 20.30 billion liters in 2023 from the 23.54 billion liters recorded in 2022. Showing the decrease of 13.77% year-on-year. It disclosed this in the latest petroleum product distribution statistics released by the agency on Tuesday, as it noted that petrol imports dropped by 3.58 billion liters in the second half of 2023 compared to the year's first half. It said the country imported 8.36 billion liters of petrol in A2 half year of 2023, a significant decrease from the 11.94 billion liters imported in H1 2023, marking a 29.99% reduction. A breakdown of the monthly volume of fuel imports in 2023 showed that 2.09 billion was brought in January, reduced to 1.99 billion. For more details, please visit Punch newspaper. Petrol imports dropped by 3.58 billion liters after subsidy removal, says federal government. In the meantime, amidst plans by the federal government to allocate fresh funds for conducting integrity tests on all dams in the country, findings by the newsmen have shown that a total sum of 179.74 billion naira was allocated for the construction and rehabilitation of dams across the country over the past 10 years. This is according to analysis of budgetary allocations disbursed to the Federal Ministry of Water Resources and other related agencies between 2015 to 2024. This amount indicates that significant financial resources have been committed to improving the nation's dam infrastructure. However, the recent collapse of the Alau Dam may suggest that funds allocated for it may not have been properly disbursed to the implementing agency or used effectively. The appropriation budget was used for this report because documents of budget implementation report were not available. The newsman reports that the first focus on government spending on dams emerged after a flooding incident that overtook 50% of Maiduguri following the failure of the Alau Dam. Experts say the dam collapse was bound to happen as the authorities had turned a deaf ear to prior warnings from environmentalists in and around the region. According to the experts, there had been cracks in the dam's walls and erosion had taken over the embankment, a result of years of abandonment which weakened its structure. Similarly, a former director of Northeast Development Commission, David Kente, had warned that the Alau Dam was in a precarious condition and on the brink of collapse, adding that the region can face even more catastrophic flooding without urgent repairs after the rainy season. Sequel to disaster, President Bola Tinubu directed a comprehensive integrity test on all dams in the country. For more details, please visit Vanguard newspaper. Flooding worsens despite 180 billion naira spent on dams. In another development, at least 10 people, including 3 children and 7 adults, lost their lives in an accident at the Abule-Osun area of the Lagos-Badagry Expressway, Lagos State, on Tuesday night. 3 other persons sustained varying degrees of injuries in the accident that occurred around 11 p.m. According to a Wednesday statement by the Permanent Secretary of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Olufemi Oke Osanyitolu, the accident occurred when a Sienna vehicle loaded to capacity rammed into a stationary truck along the road. It disclosed that the investigation revealed that the Sienna vehicle was on top speed without taking cognizance of the granite-laden truck which had taken half of the road. He added that injured persons were rescued by officials of the FRSC before the arrival of the LASEMA team, where the deceased would be handed to the State Environmental Health Monitoring Unit for necessary action. 4 other persons had also sustained varying degrees of injuries in the accident that occurred at about 2 p.m. An eyewitness who was identified as Sadiq had told newsmen that the victims, who were being conveyed in a long vehicle, had stood up while the vehicle approached the bridge and the area. For more details, please visit The Nation newspaper. 10 die in Lagos road crash. In another news, as the trial of Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, continues to linger, judges' withdrawal from his case is raising concerns. The Nigerian government has been prosecuting Kanu since 2015. A standing trial for several charges ranging from treasonable felony to terrorism. In 2017, Justice Binta Nyaku of an Abuja Federal High Court granted him bail in the sum of 100 million, but the IPOB leader absconded from Nigeria after the military allegedly invaded his residence in Afaruku, Abia State. Kanun was, however, rearrested in July 2021 in Kenya and subjected to extraordinary rendition back to Nigeria, where he was rearraigned on charges bordering on terrorism. In October 2022, the Court of Appeal in Abuja discharged and acquitted Kanu of all the 15-count charges, describing them as illegal and unlawful. The court urged that the federal government breached all local and international laws by subjecting the Biafra agitator to extraordinary rendition from Kenya to Nigeria, a situation that makes the terrorism charges against him incompetent and unlawful. However, the Supreme Court ruled that Kanu should return to the High Court and face trial afresh. For more details, please visit the Daily Post newspaper. Biafra, lawyers chart calls as Kanu's trial lingers. To bring the newspaper review to a close this morning, here is the recap of headlines. Federal government extends rice subsidy program to state. 10 die in Lagos road crash. Flooding worsens despite 180 billion naira spent on dams. Petrol import dropped by $3.58 billion later after subsidy removal, says federal government. Biafra lawyers chart calls as Kanu's trial lingers. With that, we've come to the end of newspaper review. Thank you very much for listening. You can download Carnival Media app from Play Store and have iOS. You can even check out our website at www.carnivalmedia.ng. My name remains Joseph Uyukala. Good morning.